Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let's make sure we're actually live this morning. Let's make sure we are actually on both cameras. I think we are. So if you can see our Coffee and Create logo, please say good morning. Say good morning. Let me know you're here. And we will, let me find my little thingamabobber, my technical term for this right here. Good morning. I was looking for my mouse. It performs as a thingamabobber. It really does. So I got the second camera working. It only took 2 total shutdowns and restarts of my wireless and my router, but here we are, living large, living the big life. And what you see around me is what we are still working on. Good morning, Julie. Thanks for being here. My cohort and partner in crime is not with us this morning. Good morning, Angela. I'm hoping she pops on. If she does, I'm going to try to add her to the stream, but I almost don't even want to. I love her dearly. I don't want to mess this stream up because Lord knows I've been fighting the good fight for a while now with these cameras. I'm Diane Pruitt. We are live in the studio at Two Girls Treasure. Look at this beautiful wall of color samples behind me. Can you see those really well? That is every color of Rethunk Junk paint 2 times. 90 sample boards. The first one has all 3 of our glazes, our antique brown, our soft white, and our classic black glaze. So at any point in time, if you're not sure what glaze will look like over your favorite color, we can show you now. We can show you. And if you just want to see what the color looks like, well, you can see that too. Isn't this amazing? Thank you so much to Taylor Weatherford and all of her really hard work. And boy, I tell you, we need Ryobi to make a lighter nail gun, because both of us got a workout putting these up on the wall. Thank you, Julie. It was a lot of fun to prepare these for you. It was a lot of fun to put them on the wall. There was a lot of dancing involved. There were several selfies. There really were. But this wall we are very proud of because right there in the middle, we will be able to put our 65-inch smart TV. So when you are here in the studio at one of the tables, you will be able to see whatever we are teaching right there. Just visualize that great big TV right there in the middle for God and everybody to see while we are teaching our projects. And speaking of teaching, you like how I blended that in? Listen, the end of August has really just sneaked up on us, hasn't it? But guess what Saturday is? It's Smalls on Saturday. Pick the perfect pumpkin. Thank you, Leanne. We're going to say that 10 times fast, but not right now because we don't want to say that wrong. Pick the perfect pumpkin. Come to the studio at Two Girls Treasure. Make your reservation on our website on the studio collection. And Smalls on Saturday is your opportunity to bring a small piece of furniture, a lamp, a piece of home decor, something that you want to refresh or update. And we're going to teach you how. Our first studio session Saturday morning runs from 10 a.m. until 12 p.m., a solid 2-hour teaching, tutorial, laughing, dancing, fun time you don't want to miss. You bring your own small piece, something that can fit in your passenger seat of your car, carry it in, get your seat. We'll help you pick your colors based on your design and decor style. And we will teach you the 3 basic steps of working with Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura Products. You don't have to paint it, you can stain it, and it will work just as well. I'm gonna kick this fan a little sideways. I need it this morning. It's gonna be super duper hot in South Carolina. It is already getting there. Smalls on Saturday. Prep, paint, protect. And in your protection, you can personalize your protection. Make your perfect pumpkin the beautiful carriage. If you don't have a piece that you want to do, come on in and pick the perfect pumpkin size that we have here at Two Girls Treasure. We have everything from a 5-inch pumpkin to a 23-inch pumpkin, and we will do the very same. We will teach you how to prepare raw wood, paint raw wood, and personalize, protect the wood after it's painted. So you have 2 choices for Studio Session 1 this Saturday. And guess what? If you want to come back for Studio Session 2 and do the embellishments, you absolutely can. This is a picture of our precious Taylor with her Highland cow planter. We have those available for you as well. We have roosters, hound dogs, pigs, and Highland cows. Come by and pick your favorite project and hang out with me for a couple of hours. If you want to come back for Studio Session 2, absolutely. That's where we do the transfers, the paint inlays, the stamping, or the molds. And do you see this beautiful coral crush cabinet right here? Slap full of resin molds for you to choose from, all cataloged, inventoried, and ready for you to put on your pumpkin. And speaking of coral crush, you like how I blended that in too? It's almost like blending paint. Let me show you what I did last night into the wee hours of the morning. Not because I was bored, because I was really studying hard on design trends into the fall season. Let me show you this beautiful picture. Who loves those colors? I really do. And if you look, the Pantone Apricot is really one of my favorites. We just painted a room at the Victorian in Darlington Uptown in an apricot color, and it's beautiful, y'all. Absolutely beautiful. It is not coral crush. It's a little more muted. So into the wee hours of the morning, I mixed color. And you know, if you see me with a Dixie plate made right here in South Carolina, if you see me with a Dixie plate, you know I am mixing color. Let me change the tone of this light. Pardon my reach in front of you. There we go. So you can see more natural. Look at those colors. But wait, there's more. I looked at the Pantone color wheels for about 15 different interior decorators. And I started right here in the middle with Coral Crush. Now let me read so I can tell you. This is Coral Crush with Cactus Rose. This is Coral Crush with Rustic Clay. Who loves that? This is Coral Crush with Marigold. And that right there looks like my Pantone color. It really does. This, no, wrong way, upside down, backwards. This is Coral Crush with Sunflower. And I do love that color as well, but I really lean toward one of these two right here. Who's with me on this? The Rustic Clay or the Marigold? Who loves those? This or that, Marigold or Rustic Clay mixed with Coral Crush? I'm leaning pretty hard. And then just to make it a little bit more complicated, not really, I wanted to be absolutely certain that I had all the color options available. to show you and to think through. So I dreamt about this all night. There was snow involved. Can't tell you where that came from. Maybe it's dreaming of good air conditioning today in South Carolina. This is Coral Crush mixed with Sahara or Sahara. Doesn't matter how you say it. This is Wheatfield. This is Coral Crush mixed with Wheatfield, and I kind of like that. It's different. It's not Wheatfield in and of itself. And this is Coral Crush mixed with hazelnut. Wrong way, this way. You like the marigold, Sharon? Thank you. I really am leaning toward that. But I love these other color options. The hazelnut, that gave us a really beautiful tone. Nice, rich fall color. Now let's turn it one more time. That is actually Sunset mixed with Coral Crush. And it did actually change the tone of the color. It richened that Clemson orange. I'm sorry, Sharon, that's Tennessee. It really did change that tone. But I am leaning on the side of marigold. I really am. I think that's my Pantone color. And after looking at so many different interior designer colors, my brain went flat and I stuck on that one. It's one of my favorite colors of all time. One of Taylor's, and you like the Wheatfield. Now don't confuse me, I've got to only choose one. You know, I could do two because I have the top of this to do. Let me show you what we're working on today. Praise the Lord above and all of the technical humans that have passed and gone to heaven who helped him this morning, help me, because it was only by the grace of God that this happened. The second camera is working, y'all. The second camera is working, and that's insane. Here's the drawer. I did not sand the drawer. We're gonna set this to the side, but let me tell you what I did do. So stupidly, I went outside to sand this, and on the way, I picked it up wrong from the bottom, and I broke the nail out of the drawer slide. So I've got a drawer slide, fix it. Let me move my paint colors all the way out of the way because I took all of these home last night and played with them. They were wonderful to play with. I love to blend color. I love to make new ones, and I love to make things you can use. Now, these are last year's fall colors. This is Fall Blush, and this is Raffia. And while I love these two colors, these weren't strong enough. I know that's crazy, isn't it? Those weren't strong enough, and it just wasn't what I was looking for. I'm gonna tip you around a little bit more since I have the second camera, and it's up really, really high. Oh, there we go. I took this outside and I sanded this morning. And I did it for two reasons, one of which is that it really needed it. The finish was broken up really badly, and it had a really deep gouge in it. Right here, you can see just a trace of it. Now, I didn't take it all the way out. I didn't want to dig down too far. You've got to be careful when you're sanding these older pieces. They don't always have real wood on top. I'm thankful this morning that this one does. If it had a veneer, I would have busted through the whole thing and had to start a new project this morning. There's our train man. Good morning, train man. He's right on time. Yesterday he was late. I want to tell you, if you sand a piece of furniture before you do your Rethunk Junk Paints, you really, really, really need to clean it well. Now, do you see how quickly the prep is soaking in? But if you don't clean that off, if you don't get all of that goopy dust off the top of your piece of furniture, off the sides of your piece of furniture, when you sand it, it will mix in your paint. As you paint, it will pick it up, and you will have a very rough surface. Now, depending on what kind of wood you're using, when you sand, certain woods actually create little fuzz balls. That's what I call them because that's what they end up looking like. Poplar is one of the worst in the world. You've heard me say it before. My cabinet maker has always called it trash wood. It's very inexpensive, or it used to be very inexpensive wood. It was a great way for makers to create a piece of furniture with a nice solid wood frame, and sometimes that's what they would base it before they put veneers on. And if you paint over poplar, it'll get little fuzz balls, and they're horrible. They're sticky. When the paint dries, they'll poke you in the fingers. There's a way to overcome that. I would be glad to teach you how to do that this morning. I think we are fortunate enough not to have poplar, but I do see the wood fuzzing up. So we will address that as we move forward. I'm gonna spin this, and I'm gonna tell you, this little table's heavy. Ugh. I didn't want to put rollers on the top of the workbench because I felt like with all the other technical issues I've had lately, I didn't need this to roll off the table this morning. So I will just hustle it around as I need to, and I'll show you how we're going to make this ugly little yucky table a beautiful piece of home interior designer furniture. I may not stop at the painting. I may go ahead today and do the second studio session and show you some beautiful embellishing. Now I have, where I knocked the sanding dust off, it is on the table. So I'm going to dust the table off, and I'm going to do this one more time, y'all. It never hurts to prepare your surface more than one time. And our Rethunk Junk by Laura prep makes doing this the easiest. It really does. And it prepares your surface to accept whatever paint color or whatever stain you want to use. Look, I'm still cleaning off the yuck. Some of that's going to be oil from the wood. Some of that is going to be the yuck. The yuck from sanding it. So one more good wipe down. Why do I always show you the prep work? Well, it's real simple to me. If I don't show you the best way to prep something, it doesn't matter how good a painter I am. I could be a not so good painter. I could be an average painter. And if I do the prep work well, my average paint job is going to look really good. It is. Always take the time. Always try to take the time. Sometimes I'm impatient and I just don't. I'll be honest. I'm impatient. Anybody else? Raise your hand. Be honest. Who else is impatient and just wants to get to the good stuff? But who else knows if we don't prepare the wood, if we don't prepare our project well, we're not going to have a good end result. That's me. And I know it. And I still try to skip sometimes. I have some spots where the veneer on the trim edges is knocked loose. Those are not a great concern to me right this second. One, because I don't want to take the time we have, I was late, to do that part right now. But two, because if I do the second studio session today, I'm going to fix that in a different way. Stay tuned. Let's get our color out. Not seeing the changes, just the top of the table. I haven't changed anything yet, Lisa. The camera is frozen on table. No kidding. Is it? Oh, okay. Sorry. I really thought that our camera was going to work today. I did. All right, let's adjust. Let's shift and adjust. We can do that. We always do. I was hoping we had fixed it all. No such luck. All right, no worries. All right, I'm with the Marigold and the Coral Crush. I really think that is a beautiful color combination. So I think that's where we're gonna go. I am gonna take a little bit of water. I have my trusty little mason jar. I love these for my paint. I'm just putting about 2 tablespoons of water in here. 2 tablespoons of water, and we will take our Marigold. Now, the beauty of this particular jar is that it has hash marks to measure right here on the side. Get you some Classico spaghetti sauce is what this came from. I save these jars because I can always reuse them, always. So we're going for the Pantone Apricot. We're gonna use the Marigold and the Coral Crush. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do this at I'm gonna try to do this at a 4-ounce pace. I'm going to calculate the water in with my Marigold, and I'm gonna scoop that back out real quick. That was a big old lump of paint. All right, so that's gonna be right at 4 ounces with the water, because I want 8 ounces of paint. That's gonna give me more than enough to paint this table. I think I have another one just like it. So we will, let me tuck that away. We will paint another table so we have a matching set. Nobody tell Scott, okay? Everybody pinky swear right this minute that we're not telling him. Last night when I was doing this, I had to use spoons because this is how I measure to make sure I have the right amount of paint. So he's on the road today. He's not watching. He's not watching, is he? Scott, are you watching? Nobody tell. Everybody pinky swear. I only got 3. And I have a massive amount. Big old lump of paint. Let's take that out of there. Let's make sure we're good and clean going in. But nobody tell him. He'll never know. I have so many teaspoons, he'll never know. I have our brochure right here. It's all 45 of our beautiful Rethunk Junk paint by Laura Colors. I have 4 ounces of water and Marigold paint. To that, we're gonna add 4 ounces of Coral Crush. I'm gonna use the hash marks on the side of my Classico spaghetti sauce jar. I washed it, took the label off, and all the way up to 8 ounces and stop. That's perfect. It looks funny, doesn't it? And after I shake it, it is actually going to look like the Marigold on the outside of the container. That's because I'm mixing it into the container instead of mixing it in one of the mixing cups. It's okay. We will shake it enough. When you mix your paints, you want to shake, you want to stir, you want to blend, you want to make sure every ounce of liquid and pigment are exactly the way you intended. So when you feel like you have it shaken up enough, shake it just a little bit more. Shake-a, do the things, keep the paint fluid, keep your colors moving. And if you are just joining us, good morning, Miss Judy. Don't tell Scott. We're going for the Pantone Apricot, which is a 50-50 mix of Marigold and Coral Crush. And we're gonna make over this cute little French Provincial side table. Studio session 1. We're painting. We're preparing and we're painting, and then we're going to personally protect it. That's so cool. I love that. Shake a shake a shake a shake a shake a shake a shake. Now you see how the jar looks like ombre. You've got your marigold, you've got your coral crush. Let's break out a paintbrush. Oh, look at that. Look at my Pantone. I'm gonna spill it. I love it. Let's move this fan so that it will help our case. I'm gonna turn it down, and I'm gonna get out a couple of different brushes. You know what I'm going for here. I'm going for my absolute favorite 2 brushes in the whole wide world. My Wooster Shortcut and my Miracle brush. Have you gotten this? Order it online. Look at the Coffee and Create collection or just look at painting and accessories and you'll find it right there. Let me look to see what I have handy. Boom. Taylor left a bucket. And it's so much easier now. My paint's down here because I only have 8 ounces. It's nice and mixed up, but I'm going to wipe out the bottom of this bucket because it had molds in it, because Taylor was cataloging and inventorying before she had to take a break. And I'm gonna pour this into my Blue Bunny butter pecan ice cream bucket. When I get done, I can pour back into this container. And if you love doing painted jars, this is a great way to get them done. Look, now I have a beautiful jar. I can put some jute rope around the top, and we can totally use that for a beautiful seasonal flower vase. I think so. Let's get to getting. I'm gonna have to shift my cameras. Let me try this one more time and see if it unfreezes. What do you think? Did it unfreeze? I'm gonna turn it around. You're gonna look at the ceiling. Nope. No unfreezy. Can you, no, you can't see my hand. So I really thought we had that fixed. Unfortunately. All right. We tried. We tried again today. It was not a failure. It just wasn't a success. How does that happen? All right. It's okay. I've got a camera right here. I'll just turn you around. Let me move some wires so I don't knock anything over, because I'm that person. There we go. And ta-da. Get that out of the way. We don't need wires hanging. Well, we'll start at the very beginning. Right here. Right here. All right. This has a little bit more liquid consistency because I added the 2 tablespoons of water. I did not measure, so it could be more, it could be less. I'm thinking it's probably more. It'll be okay. Now, let's get this. Oh, there's my Pantone color right there. I found a beautiful, when I was looking at these colors and I was studying who has really done anything with a tone like this. Not necessarily the color, but the tone. Who has done anything like this? Am I just stepping out here on my own in the wind and everyone's gonna go, that's a pretty color, but that's not pretty on that piece of furniture? Well, I sort of am. I did look at a lot of mid-century pieces that were done in brighter, bolder colors like this. I think this is kind of a muted color myself, but I did not see a lot of design. I'm gonna use my Miracle brush for my edging. I didn't see a lot of design with this particular tone. Let me get that edge. Do you see what that Miracle brush does? The top is absolutely clean. not a stitch on the top. That's what we're going for, because I have a plan for the top, and it does not involve this color. There we go. I mean, it might, but it really doesn't. If you come into Two Girls Treasure right now, there's a sign up. Let me show you what it looks like. Did I put it up? Let me show you. It's so cute. It's so cute. If you come into Two Girls Treasure right now, that's the sign you will see if you come in from the market side. So if you come in the store, I'm here by myself, I'm in the studio painting, come on in, I put some chairs out for you. I did. Let me show you the other photo. Oh, there it is. The only other image that I found with this tone is a $12,000 bedroom suit. It is stunning. Look at those details. Tell me that you would not love to sleep in a bedroom with that kind of gorgeous, detailed furniture. Tell me the truth. Would you do it? Would you do it? I would. I wouldn't spend the $12,000. Let's do this, and we'll do our best to emulate that. The beauty of reworking furniture is that you can make your furniture anything you can dream. Anything you see, you can copy. It's not an exact copy. You could emulate me and it still wouldn't be the exact same as what I do. I tell you that all the time. You have such a unique vision on the way you finish your furniture and your decor pieces that no matter what you and I do, even if we're at the same table with the same materials, we're going to do it differently. And I think that is absolutely amazing. If we inspire each other, then roll through and be happy. I think that makes a beautiful day. So when you look at my Pantone apricot, know this. I'm not alone out here doing this crazy color on this French Provincial Queen Anne cabriolet style table. Somebody else dreamt up something amazing too. And when I found it, I knew my inspiration with this color was on task with someone who had amazing vision and really, really rich pockets. Now my miracle brush for my detailed swoops right there, down the leg, easy peasy. Love it. Right there in the edges, right there on the corners. When you come in Saturday, this is what we'll do. I will show you how we will take your UCK piece of furniture, because that's what this was this morning, UCK. Did you see that post? This thing was bad, y'all. It was not pretty at all. Not even relatively close to it. It was just UCK. Now, oh, we're on the move toward making this stunning. And when I do the second studio session today, oh, you'll see how amazing it'll look. There we go. Oh, I love this brush. I love what it does for my life. I love that I don't have to chase paint across the top edge of the trim. I love, love, love. You want a deal on a miracle brush today? All right, here's the deal on the miracle brush today. Online or in store. If you buy it online, I'll probably have to credit you back. Maybe I can do it. online or in store. If you purchase 2 pints today, 1 of Marigold and 1 of Coral Crush, or any of the other color combinations that I put together on the paper plates, I'll include those. But if you buy both pints of paint today, you will get a Miracle brush for 50% off. I can't do them free. A Miracle brush for 50% off. How is that? Would you love that kind of deal today? Well, let's do it. I love these spur of the moment deals. Now, if I just had somebody who could plug that coupon code in quickly, you could buy it right this second. But at 10:05 this morning, you will be able to purchase any of the 2 colors that I mixed into fall fashion designer colors, and you'll get a Miracle brush for 50% off. Yay! Somebody say yay, that's a great deal, I want one. Who wants one? I hope you do. I hope you do. Spinning on around. Here we go. This table's heavy, y'all. There we go. I'll just walk it around. Oh, do you love the tone? I really do. I love the tone of this color. It is very, very out of summer into fall, subtle. Let's get that Miracle brush moving here. Down that cabrio leg, needs paint on it. Up the cabrio leg with paint. Beautiful. Across that little embellishment routed line right there. Oh, I have big plans for you, little line. She's gonna be pretty. Almost ready for the fall season. Hard to even suggest when it's 97 degrees today, and there's a tropical storm coming across the Gulf. That's exciting news for it to be coming the wrong way. Pray for Maui, pray for California, pray for Texas, Louisiana. Pray for each other. Take a minute. Pray for our safety. There we go. All of us. No matter where you are, I pray for your safety. Love that. Absolutely love that. There are a couple of different ways to address the insides and the bottom. You want to be careful. You want to be careful with your runners and your side pieces, and here's why. Paint adds material. Material adds size. When you add that, you risk, if your drawers are tight already, you risk your drawers not moving smoothly, and then you're going to have to sand like a fiend to fix it without ruining your paint job. So if you are painting the framework of where your drawer goes, think about how your drawer fits before you paint that inside frame. This drawer, it's a little loose. It really isn't going to bother it if I paint that inside framework. But before I paint it, I will probably put the drawer back in just to make sure I can see visually where my color stops and starts, so that if I need to trim the edge right here across the top, I can. Or if I don't, I won't spend that time and I won't jam up my drawer. So you want to be aware of those things while you're moving around your piece. Saturday morning, I will help you with your specific personal piece. I'll make sure that I show you the best way to refresh and renew your look in your home. The look that you dream of having on your piece of furniture. Now, the 2 hours is not enough time for us to do a complete design makeover. If you want a design makeover that's more than just a paint job, then you can come back after lunch for the second studio session and we can embellish then. Our first studio session is strictly for painting, prep, paint, and personalize your protection. Let's lift this around and let's catch this last side. I've got to catch the back legs. I didn't do them and I'm glad because I was reaching up under there using them to move it. It is a heavy solid wood table. Why in the world would I paint something like that? Well, because nobody else had the vision to take it and refurbish it. And I had a vision for it. Melanie and I had a vision for it. We talked about it yesterday before we picked it out. There was an old boring bookshelf. We could have done that. We could have done that. Any 2 pints of the paint colors that I mixed last night, and I'll show you the photos and I'll put them on the website so you can choose. They'll be in the Coffee and Create collection. Look for Coffee and Create collection on the website. Any 2 of the colors I mixed last night for my personal preference of fall colors, and you will get 50% off a Miracle brush with your purchase. I can't afford to give them away free, I'm sorry y'all, but I'll do 50% off. I'll do that for you because I love y'all, and I really want you to have a Miracle brush in your toolkit of paint supplies and crafting supplies and all the things that you do, because it really, really is an important tool. And if I run out, I'll cover you when the new order comes in. How about that? Boom. Look at that. A little bit of touch up in those grooves. Got a piece that's loose right here that just needs some glue. That's not a big issue. Sometimes you've just got to fix it on the fly. Especially when you've got to get your lives started. Yeah, yesterday we picked this out knowing that it was just uck. And that's probably a yuck, but it wasn't really nasty dirty. It was just uck. It was not pretty. And it was so sad. It was such a sad little table. Uck. With all the consonants added too. Just a nice little trim line right there. We have Miracle brushes for you to use on Saturday. All of your paint materials will be provided for you. We will help you choose your color and we will teach you how to use them. Yes, love the Miracle brush. Miss Judy, I don't know how I live without it. I don't. I have like 8 of them. I have about 8 of them in play over here. You know how I told you the fan was blowing my hair around? Yeah. Straight in the paint. Straight in the paint. Okay, it didn't do any damage. I love that color. Love that color. Got a splash right there. You know I'm gonna touch it. There we go. I really am in love with this Pantone apricot. And I love the word Pantone. It takes the color to a whole other level. Look how amazing that is. I know that's 2 wet coats, but look how beautiful that is. Now, when I get ready to embellish and personalize this, I'm really gonna take it rich. I have a lot to work with here. I have a lot of color tone I can work with here, and I have a lot of molds that are already prepared for me to use on here to make this not the exact same as my inspiration, but the way I see it, and knowing that it is a rich finish and that there is a market for a rich, colorful finish. So if you're flipping furniture for a living, just know, if you're not sure if there's a market for the color combinations you're interested in, just do some research. All I did was I looked up fall home interior, fall home furnishing design trends, fall 2023. And when I looked, oh, the information that came back was amazing. The studio class, the studio session 1, Terry, is $65. You bring your own piece. We provide the paint, the brushes, the prep, the paper towels, and the alcohol wipes to clean your hands off, and all of the guidance, love, support, and dancing that you can stand, the bad jokes, the love. Did I mention the love? Because you get a lot of that around here. And then if you want to go past the painting portion of the design series, studio session 1, then go to lunch. And when you come back, we will step to the studio session 2, where you can design with paint inlays, with transfers, with molds, or with stamps. And that's an extra $25. Take a lunch break, come back and pick up where you left off and complete your project. It's an extra 2-hour studio session. So 2 hours from 10 a.m. until noon on Saturday, lunch break, because I've got to eat too. And then 2 more hours for embellishing and completion of your dream design, all on Saturday. So when you leave here Saturday afternoon, you will be well fed, well loved, and you will have a brand new vintage designer piece. Whether it's a lamp, whether it's a lamp shade, whether it is a picture frame, a side table, an accent table, a chair, even a chair. We will help you choose your color, guide you through the process, and let you fall in love with your piece of furniture again and freshen it up for a new season. I would love to see you here. If you have any questions, give me a call or send me a message through the website. Go to twogirlstreasure.com. All you have to do is see the little spyglass in the corner? Just click on that and type in Smalls on Saturday. That's all you have to do. Smalls on Saturday. This weekend, it sneaked up on us. Saturday from 10 a.m. until noon. The second studio session will be from 12:45, 1 o'clock until 3. 12:45-ish. Emphasis on the ish. We'll start promptly at 1 and we'll end promptly at 3, and I hope you have the opportunity to come join us in the brand new studio space. We're not 100%, but we are close enough where we can get you in here and have a wonderful time together. I'm Diane Pruitt. We are here at the studio at Two Girls Treasure. getting ready for our grand opening here. I hope you're participating. Thank you for staying patient with us while we have hustled to get this space open. I hope you can join us soon. Thank you for joining us this morning for our favorite live tutorial, Coffee and Create. We'll see you real soon. Thanks, y'all.